Hey everybody, it's your boy LeBear, the Disabled Fragrance Guy, and I'm back with another review. Do me a favor if you haven't done so already, please go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. You guys know your support means everything to me. Today's review is kind of near and dear to my heart because I actually had a chance to sit with this perfumer and socialize with him while he was visiting town. This review is on the Zoo and their fragrance made by Christophe Laudamiel called Sailors. Now, Sailors came out in 2018. The nose behind the fragrance, as I said, Christophe Laudamiel. The notes in the fragrance. Now, I've got to read this from a prepared list because there are a lot of notes in this bottle. So at the top, we have caraway, grapefruit, neroli, artemisia, birch, violet leaf, coriander, mandarin orange, bergamot, bitter orange, and lemon. In the mid, we have iris, cardamom, juniper, orris root, ginger, cinnamon, pepper, and jasmine. And in the base, we have sandalwood, cashmere, seaweed, cedar, tea, Tahitian vetiver, leather, oak moss, cinnamon leaf, amber, and cloves. And if that isn't enough for you, I don't know what is, because that's a whole lot of notes going into one bottle. So the description from the company is that this represents both the sensuality and friendship around the globe, friendships that go beyond political confrontations of flags on their ships. And so I got this for review. Full disclosure, I did solicit the company for this fragrance. I did solicit Christophe himself for this fragrance. I DM'd him on Instagram. He graciously wrote back. And so I received this for my review. As you guys know, all opinions are my own. I don't give favorable reviews for product. But I sat on this review for quite some time because I wanted to sit with the fragrance and see what it was actually telling me. And it told me a whole lot, actually. The description mentions political confrontations, and we've had a lot of that. And we're still having a lot of that. And so I just wanted to sit with the fragrance and see what it was telling me about, how we could come together as a people, as a country, to, better ourselves and to better our situations. This fragrance is a remix of a popular 90s fragrance. Declaration for Men came out in 1998. This is a remix of that. And it does have a certain 90s flair to it. What I mean by that is that it's not the most natural smelling fragrance in the world. It smells kind of synthetic on my skin, but that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. People hear synthetic and they automatically think, oh my God, it smells terrible. No, it doesn't smell terrible. It just doesn't smell like what niche frag heads are used to. And so I expect that some people are actually going to shy away from this fragrance. I am not. I actually like this fragrance. So it is my scent of the day. I am going to give you a fresh spray on my skin. Atomizer is Beast on this. This is a 60 ml bottle actually. It's going to run you $109. The presentation, there's just a sticker on the front of the bottle, the Zoo and Sailors, and Christophe's signature on the back. It's a thick glass bottle and a nice gold atomizer here. Cap is plastic gold. Fits snugly on. You can pick it up from the cap. Don't do that. I just did that for purposes of this review. So never do that. I just don't want you to break the bottle. But simplistic presentation, but that is quite all right. This doesn't need the bells and whistles to go along with it. Now, as this opens up, I feel that the grapefruit and the neroli are in the forefront, mixed with the spiciness of the coriander. The citruses have a bite, and that bite is produced by the coriander. So these citruses aren't just regular citruses, they are citruses on steroids, and they're buffered by that, or they're bolstered by that coriander. The cinnamon, for me, I know it's in the mid notes, or listed in the mid notes, but the cinnamon for me actually appear in the top. It appears in the top, not heavily, but I can definitely feel that cinnamony spiciness in the top behind um, the grapefruit and the coriander. There's just a little bit of a hint of it, not much, but I can definitely detect it. 10 minutes into the fragrance, I've worn this on skin before, so I know where this is going to go. The mandarin orange is fighting now head to head with the grapefruit. This is a battle of the citruses. I mean, this is like a citrus death match here. And the citruses are loud, man. They are not quiet at all. You are definitely going to get a citrus heavy fragrance. They are loud. um, and as I say that, I want you to know that the bergamot is kind of just sitting off to the side, watching these other citruses duke it out. You know, it's there, it's present, but it's kind of leaning back and taking bets on who's going to win this citrus duel that's happening in front of its face. Like I said, it's a rather synthetic smell, but it's a pleasant overall smell. The cedar and the cashmeran are heavy in the base. If you don't like cedar and cashmeran, you're not gonna like this fragrance. I'm sorry to tell you, but they are heavy in the base, and I absolutely adore it. I adore it. I like the opening, but I like the base and the dry down even more because it evokes seawater. If a ship is on the high seas and the seawater is pouring over the sides, and they're taking on water because of high waves, that's what I'm getting here. Sailors are sitting down in the belly of the ship, and the seawater is coming up over the top of the ship because they're experiencing high waves. You can smell the seawater, you can smell the wood, you can smell whatever the sailors are cooking. That's the visualization I get when I wear this fragrance. I also get another visualization, and it took me a while to recall this to mind. Now, this is going to sound completely whacked out to some people because you haven't had this experience. However, in my childhood, when I went to the barber shop, I remember distinctly that, the men's barber shop was on one side and the woman's beauty shop was on another side. And so when I would go with my mom to get her hair done, I would smell these hot combs going through women's hair, and the gel that they would use and the grease that they would use. And that's the smell that I also get with this fragrance. And it sounds weird to some people out there. However, it's the most comforting smell to me because those were the times where I just talked with friends, or the neighborhood elders would, just impart wisdom on the younger generation and things like that. And so I associate that memory with this smell, or that smell with this memory. And it's like a hot comb going through hair. It's not burnt. It doesn't smell like burning hair, don't get me wrong. It doesn't smell like pungent or anything, but it just smells like someone getting their hair done. And I absolutely value that memory associated with this fragrance. And I attribute that to all the spices and the citruses mingling together at the base. The cashmeran, the cedar wood, and still smelling the citruses. I believe they commingle to make this one harmonious scent that I remember from my childhood, and I absolutely appreciate that. Performance on my skin is amazing. I get 9.5 hours plus. This never becomes a skin scent. It's just an amazingly overall an amazing composition to me. I certainly do appreciate this fragrance for what it is. It's a remix of a 90s fragrance. 90s fragrances were loud, they were synthetic, they were out there in your face, and this certainly is as well. But I absolutely adore it. I adore this fragrance. I want to thank Christophe Laudamiel for sending this to me for my review, and I absolutely would value the chance again to sit with you, Christophe, if you're watching. So let's schedule that out at some point. I can come up to New York. You can come down to DC. It is what it is. Let's just make it happen. All right, folks. I know we're running long here. That's my time. Go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave some information in the description as to how you can get Sailors. Check you next time.